Hello from Seattle, Washington. So I am on a little mini hike today in this city park called Discovery Park. There's like a 3-mile loop trail and I might do some little side paths, so probably like 3 or 4 miles, but I thought I'd bring you along and show you some of what Seattle has to offer. I am also doing a bit of a fitness test back from, all of the travels, and had a little injury about a week ago, and I attempted to go do a hike yesterday and it did not go well. Let's just say I got about a 0.8 miles in and was not feeling great, so cut it, went back home. And so this is just a little test to see, factors, how am I feeling, that sort of thing. So I will take you along and we'll see how far we get. These sorts of underpasses always creep me out a little. One difference I've noticed while walking here is, it's like it's a city park, so people are running, they're walking, there's dogs, they're biking, a bunch of different stuff. And I noticed that when I step aside to let runners pass or whatever, because the trail is it's not super narrow, but it's not super wide either. It's less common for people to say thank you than when I travel. Or honestly, when I'm in a place where you're only there if you're hiking really, or maybe an occasional trail runner, but it's a different kind of sharing the trail culture, which is interesting. I guess there's more kinds of people here than there would be at in those more outdoor focused spaces. But when I think about when I'm traveling in the summer, when I'm in England, for example, some of the the Southwest Coast Path goes through towns. Parts of it I will be overlapping with where people are doing all of these things, through little town parks and stuff like that as well. It cuts through some of those, and this is rarely my experience there. So it's been an interesting comparison point, because I don't do a lot of park walking over here, so I guess I didn't really know, I don't notice it as much, but I think coming back right now the contrast is stronger, so interesting. So I'm on this little side path to the Daybreak Indian Center, or whatever it's called, and there's a lot of boardwalks, and you can tell it's very swampy and wet, and this is the dry season, so gotta wonder how flooded this gets in the actual wet season. What are these plants? They kind of look like bamboo, but fuzzy. I saw some of these somewhere in England this summer too, and I was like, what are these? Maybe I'll take a picture and see if the internet can help. Plant is something that starts with an E that I can't pronounce, but it's a type of horsetail, whatever that means. Okay, more adventuring. I was just doing the Wolf Tree Nature Trail. I also got to walk through many, many cobwebs, so excited that the path is opened up slightly. Hopefully fewer cobwebs. I've hit a paved section of the park trail. You can see there's we're right off of one of the parking lots, so it's open field. There's toilets over there. Very bright. So this is actually it looks like a road, but it's actually blocked off. So I'm guessing official vehicles can get through, and obviously pedestrians and people on bikes and stuff like that, but not the general public in their cars. So that's nice. Still looking for this cultural center thing. Let's see if we find it. I've actually found it. I've lived in Seattle for 8 years, and I didn't realize that there was a powwow space and stuff like this in this city park. It's cool that they can have shared space. One thing, the signs are set up not super helpfully. Like if you want to get to the actual cultural center, I think like the sign I showed you earlier in the video is the like car entrance. Like I was originally walking down that road and then I was like, I would love not to be walking on a road with cars. So I tried to like take a side path and I got all turned around. So I ended up over here, and the signage is not amazing, I will say. But it is amazing if you're driving a car and you need to park it, which, you know, is very stereotypical. This part of the country, there's like public transportation is very meh. Like we have it, it's better than some places, but it's not like excellent is what I'd say. So most people drive their own cars. So the city infrastructure is set up to greet people who are driving those cars rather than like pedestrians, for example. Because if you don't have a car, you take public transportation, like, or a bike. Like nobody walks in this city unless you're just like in your own neighborhood. So I think that it's just, you know, another difference that I am acutely aware of right now. So let's go see if anything's open. It's kind of early. Okay, I finally found the front entrance, I think. Had to walk all the way around to find the parking lot so that I could find the front entrance, but I think this is it. So let's see if anything's opened. Oh, nice little view of the sea. As I thought, they are very much open 10 to 5, but there's a gallery and a gift shop. So maybe a thing to check out another time. It is like 8:30 or something right now, so I'm not gonna wait around for it, but I will continue to go walking. I'm following this loop trail. Obviously this is off the loop trail, so I have to find my way back to it, but I think I'm gonna do that and head down towards the water. I have refound the trail. Amazing. So I will continue and go see if we can get any closer to the sea. Or well, it's technically the Puget Sound, but ocean water is ocean water in my book. One thing I don't think I did mention, sorry, plane, is that we are in the middle of a little bit of a heat wave here in Seattle. So I think the high yesterday was like 87 or 89. I'll put whatever it is in Celsius over here. And today I think the high is still supposed to be in the mid 80s. So that's one of the reasons I'm out here so early, because I am trying to beat the heat. However, it is already quite warm and it's like probably a little before 9, so or 8:52. So we shall see. The beach is like, if you think of the loop trail as like a clock, I'm parked at like 9 o'clock and the beach is like at 12 o'clock. So I'm doing the long part first and then I'm gonna be able to just do the shorter part on my way back. The plan is to like do the loop, like the 3/4 of it or whatever. I think it's actually more like 2/3 of it. And then spend some time at the beach, assuming it feels nice down there. And then walk back to my car. The only downside is it's pretty much uphill from the beach to my car. But yep, this way I can spend as much time at the beach as I'd like, and I don't have to like still do the whole hike to get back to my car. There is parking at the actual beach, but it's reserved for like people with limited mobility or like families with very small children, things like that. Basically, if you can walk to the beach from any of the parking lots, don't park at the beach. So I did not park at the beach. I did, however, park at the closest parking lot that wasn't the beach parking, so that, yeah, I could get back afterwards. This is not like a swim beach, the water's too cold, but I figured lay on the sand, maybe eat some food, put my feet in the water. That all sounded good. So that is the plan. Back to pavement for a bit, but hopefully not for very long. So I learned another thing about this park that I didn't know, is that it used to be part of military barracks during World War II. And apparently this area, the like North Bluff area where I'm walking right now, was part of the segregated barracks, meaning that like black men who were enlisted soldiers or you know, they were soldiers in the armed forces, because the United States was still segregated in the 1940s. They had segregated barracks, so they were put out here along with the prisoners of war from Italy that they had here. Again, something else I didn't know. And apparently there was some big like riot, like the biggest in the kind of like the history of the military or something like that. I don't know, I read it on Flack. And that it was part of what kind of led to the president at the time signing the like desegregation ruling, because it was such a like massive thing. And you know, a person died and like 25 of the soldiers were basically put on trial, but like the person who was persecuting them, like prosecuting them, like the actual like legal person, did apparently a pretty terrible job and like withheld evidence and did all this other really shady stuff. So these men were like seemingly like didn't get a fair trial, and then years and years later, like it was all overturned. What? I didn't know any of this, but now I do. So Discovery Park, a discovery every minute it seems. Get to the sea, or the Puget Sound technically. There's something out in the water. I think it might be a sea otter. Yep, definitely a sea otter. Oh, it's like super close to shore too. Oh, there's more than one. Hey guys. Oh, there's many. I think it's officially starting to be berry season. Kind of little. Oh, and a little firm still. I don't think they're quite ripe, but probably some of the further up ones are. Oh yeah, probably some of those. A little lighthouse at the end. And then Puget Sound. Those, I think, are the Olympics, which is the mountain range out on the, kind of by like, what's it called? Oh my god, my mind just went blank. The Olympic National Park, that one. So much seaweed. Even more in the water. Like, it's dark because there's so much seaweed. Oh, you can kind of see where the wave break is. Or at least I can. There's the little lighthouse. That's where I was coming. The lighthouse. And that's where I'm going. So this little South Point here, this little point juts out into the sound. And I think that might be Bainbridge Island. I'm not sure. You can see there's a whole bunch of islands that populate the sound, and then there's the Olympic Peninsula way out there, and then far beyond that, the actual sea. So this is the sound, but it is ocean water. We had some sort of romantic evening. I'm pretty sure those are rose petals. So, a bit of a change of plans. You can smell the waste treatment plant from the beach. So that's not going to be my journey. I don't really want to sit on the beach because who knows? I mean, I know the water's been treated, but still, who knows? And I don't want to smell that as I'm sitting there. So I'm going to keep walking. I'm kind of getting hungry. It's like 9:40 now. So I might stop, have a little snack if I find a good place to sit. But otherwise, I'm gonna probably walk back to my car.
I think it's not that much.
I think I timed this pretty perfectly. It's 10:20 and it's starting to get pretty warm. There's not a lot of this hike that's like super exposed like it is right now. So there is that, but I'm about to go into some trees over there. But it's nice, it's just starting to warm up. And I should be back to my car probably in the next 15-20 minutes. So. And I just got back to the parking lot. You can see the map now. So I'm here. And I just did this big loop. When I got over here, I went down here, here, up here. Then I went and looped around there. Then out along that, out and around here. Then I went up this way and back here. So my watch says I'm at, there you go, a little over 5.5 miles. And here we are. One area of the park that I didn't really go to that has like a thing to see. There is actually the old like barracks and fort and like that like area. There's some buildings there. There's I think a church. So that's kind of like in the center more. And since I've been there already, I didn't feel a need to go again. So I just stuck to the outside trail and now I've looped back to the parking lot. So that is all she wrote for today. Thanks for coming along.